the beginning, before the stars twinkled in the vast embrace of the night sky, there existed a boundless void known as chaos. This primordial emptiness was not merely a lack of form. It was a swirling abyss, a canvas of potential where nothingness danced with the whispers of creation. Within this deep expanse, the very essence of existence lay waiting, a quiet promise of life yet to unfold. From this infinite silence arose a stirring, a gentle sigh that began to weave the fabric of the universe. As chaos began to shift and tremble, a magnificent entity emerged from the depths. She was the first of the primordial beings, a nurturing figure who embodied the fertile soil and the vast landscapes. With her arrival, the cosmos breathed its first breath, and the stillness of nothingness transformed into the vibrant pulse of existence. Gaia spread her arms wide, and from her tender embrace, mountains rose, valleys formed, and oceans swelled, filling the void with the beauty of life. Her essence was woven into every blade of grass and every towering tree, a reminder of the connection between all living things. From the depths of Gaia's being, another primordial force emerged. He was a vast expanse, stretching infinitely above Gaia, a shimmering blue tapestry adorned with the twinkling lights of stars. Together they formed a harmonious union, a celestial dance of earth and sky, where the warmth of the sun kissed the coolness of the night. Their love was profound, and from this union, the Titans were born. Each Titan embodied a different aspect of the world, from the strength of the mountains to the fluidity of the rivers, and they roamed the earth, shaping it with their divine presence. Yet, amidst this blossoming creation, there was also a dark and shadowy realm known as Tartarus. This abyss lay deep beneath the surface of Gaia, a chasm of darkness and despair, where time and space twisted in unimaginable ways. Tartarus was a place of confinement, where the defeated and the fallen would be sent, a necessary counterbalance to the beauty and life above. It was a reminder that in every creation there exists a shadow, a depth that must be acknowledged. The echoes of this dark realm resonated through the cosmos, a whisper of caution in the symphony of existence. And then, from the heart of chaos, there arose Eros, the embodiment of love and desire. He was a radiant force, igniting the spark of connection between all beings. Eros danced through the cosmos, weaving threads of affection and yearning, binding the hearts of mortals and immortals alike. His presence was felt in the gentle rustling of leaves, the soft caress of a breeze, and the tender gaze shared between lovers. Eros was the catalyst of creation, for without love, there could be no life, no growth, no flourishing of the world. He stirred the hearts of the Titans, urging them to create, to expand, and to explore the endless possibilities that lay before them. As the Titans roamed the earth, they shaped the landscapes and brought forth the rhythms of nature. They were the architects of mountains, the sculptors of rivers, and the guardians of the forests. Each Titan had a role to play, a purpose that resonated with the very essence of creation. Oceanus, the Titan of the ocean, spread his vast waters across the globe, while Hyperion, the Titan of light, brought forth the sun, illuminating the world with warmth and brightness. The Titans flourished, and with each passing moment, the earth transformed into a vibrant tapestry of life. Yet, as with all beginnings, there was a stirring of tension, a flicker of discord that began to weave itself into the fabric of existence. The Titans, in their grandeur, grew ambitious, their desires intertwining and competing, like vines in a dense forest. They began to challenge one another, their once harmonious relationships, strained by the weight of power and the thirst for dominion. This burgeoning conflict would echo through the ages, setting the stage for the tales that would follow, tales of heroism, betrayal, and the ever-present struggle between light and darkness. Within the heart of this unfolding drama, a prophecy emerged, whispering of a new generation that would rise from the ashes of the Titans. The Fates, ancient weavers of destiny, spun their threads with delicate precision, intertwining the fates of gods and mortals alike. The threads shimmered with the promise of change, hinting at a future where the balance of power would shift and new beings would emerge from the shadows of the past. As the cosmos continued its eternal dance, the stories of the Titans echoed through the ages, their legacies etched into the very fabric of existence. The world was alive with the energy of creation, a symphony of beginnings intertwined with the echoes of ancient forces. The stars, once mere points of light, now held the weight of stories untold, each glimmer a reminder of the timeless dance of life. And so, in this wondrous tapestry of existence, the seeds of future myths were sown, waiting for the gentle hands of time to nurture them into being. The essence of chaos, Gaia, Uranus, Tartarus, and Eros lingered in the air. The cosmos, in all its infinite beauty, continued to unfold, a testament to the power of creation and the eternal cycle of life. As the night deepened, the stars twinkled above, a celestial reminder of the stories that had shaped the world. The gentle embrace of the cosmos wrapped around all beings, inviting them to dream of the wonders that lay ahead. In the heart of this ancient myth, the essence of creation pulsed with life, a soothing lullaby that cradled the universe in its arms, whispering of timeless beginnings and the promise of dreams yet to come. In the time before time, when the earth was still young and the sky held secrets yet to be revealed, there existed a primordial being known as Uranus, the personification of the heavens. His vast starry expanse stretched infinitely above, a shimmering vault that cradled the world below. Beneath him lay Gaia, the earth, who was both his equal and his consort. Together, they gave birth to the Titans, powerful and majestic offspring, who would one day shape the very fabric of existence. Yet, as time flowed like a gentle river, Uranus grew fearful of his own children. He saw in their eyes a spark of rebellion, a desire for freedom that threatened his dominion over the cosmos. In his dread, he cast them into the depths of the earth, imprisoning them within the dark recesses of Gaia. This act of cruelty ignited a storm within her heart. She could not bear the anguish of her children, and so she conspired against her husband, her celestial counterpart. From the depths of her sorrow, Gaia fashioned a great sickle, its blade gleaming with a silvery light, sharper than any mortal weapon. She called upon her eldest son, Cronus, the youngest of the Titans, who was brave and strong, yet burdened by the weight of his father's tyranny. With whispers of rebellion, Gaia urged Cronus to rise against Uranus, to reclaim the freedom that was stolen from them. The promise of power and the thrill of victory echoed in his heart, and he accepted her call, his spirit ignited with the flames of defiance. On a fateful night, when the stars twinkled like watchful eyes, Cronus lay in wait for Uranus. The heavens were cloaked in darkness, as if the universe itself held its breath. When Uranus descended to embrace Gaia, Cronus seized the moment. With a swift and determined motion, he brandished the sickle and struck his father, severing the bonds that held the heavens to the earth. The blood of Uranus fell like a crimson rain upon the ground, and from it sprang forth strange and wondrous beings. From the drops of his blood arose the Furies, fierce and formidable. They danced upon the earth, their forms ethereal and terrifying. And from the same blood, the giants emerged, colossal and proud, their hearts beating with the strength of the earth itself. Each being bore the mark of their origin, a reminder of the tumultuous bond between Uranus and Gaia. As the echoes of Uranus's cries faded into the night, Cronus ascended to the throne of the cosmos, claiming dominion over the skies and the earth. With the Titans at his side, he ruled with a mixture of wisdom and fear, yet the shadow of his father's legacy lingered like a spectre in the corners of his mind. In the depths of his heart, a seed of doubt took root, nourished by the whispers of fate that spoke of a prophecy. It was foretold that one day, Cronus would be overthrown by one of his own children, a being destined to rise against him and seize the throne. This prophecy haunted him, a constant reminder of the cycle of power and betrayal that coursed through the veins of the divine. In his desperation to avoid the fate that awaited him, Cronus took drastic measures. He sought to prevent the birth of his own children, believing that by doing so, he could outsmart the threads of destiny that wove through the tapestry of time. Thus, when Rhea, his beloved sister and wife, became pregnant, he could not bear the thought of another child that could challenge his reign. With a heart hardened by fear, he seized each newborn, swallowing them whole, believing that by consuming them, he could erase the threat they posed. One by one, the cries of his children faded into silence, their potential extinguished before it could blossom. Yet Rhea, filled with sorrow for her lost children, devised a cunning plan. When she became pregnant with her sixth child, she sought refuge in the arms of the ancient mountains, where she could hide her newborn from Cronus's insatiable hunger. In the secluded depths of a cave, she gave birth to a son, whom she named Zeus. With a mother's love and fierce determination, she wrapped him in swaddling clothes and entrusted him to the care of the nurturing nymphs, who would raise him away from his father's wrath. To deceive Cronus, Rhea presented him with a stone, swaddled as if it were the newborn child. Satisfied, Cronus swallowed the stone whole, believing he had thwarted the prophecy once again. Little did he know that fate had other plans, for Zeus would grow strong in the shadows, nurtured by the earth and guided by the winds of destiny. As the years flowed by like a river of stars, Zeus grew into a formidable young god, filled with the vigor of youth and the wisdom of the ages. The time would come when he would rise against his father, reclaiming the throne that was rightfully his and liberating his siblings from the depths of Cronus's belly. But for now, he remained hidden, a beacon of hope, waiting for the moment when the threads of fate would intertwine, leading to the inevitable clash between father and son. In the quiet corners of the cosmos, the winds whispered tales of power, betrayal, and the cyclical nature of existence. The Titans, once rulers of the world, now stood divided, their fates intertwined with the actions of their progeny. As the stars twinkled above, they bore witness to the unfolding drama, a timeless story of ambition and consequence, echoing through the ages, like a lullaby sung by the universe itself. In a time long ago, when the world was still young, and the skies were painted with the hues of dawn, a great tension gripped the realm of the gods. The mighty Titan Cronus, fearing that one of his offspring would rise to overthrow him, took to a cruel and heartless practice. One by one he devoured his children, ensuring that none could challenge his reign. The heavens trembled as he swallowed Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, each child disappearing into the dark abyss of their father's insatiable hunger. Yet, amidst this despair, a flicker of hope began to take shape. Rhea, the devoted wife of Cronus and the mother of these lost children, could not bear the thought of losing another. When she became pregnant with her sixth child, a son destined to change the course of fate, she resolved to save him. With courage swelling within her heart, Rhea sought refuge in the distant mountains of Crete, where the air was crisp and the earth hummed with life. Upon her arrival, she found solace in a hidden cave, deep within the embrace of the rugged cliffs. Here, she gave birth to Zeus, a child radiant and strong, whose very essence seemed to pulse with the promise of destiny. As the first light of dawn filtered through the cave's mouth, illuminating the tiny figure cradled in Rhea's arms, she knew that this child would one day reclaim the world from the shadows of Cronus's tyranny. To protect her newborn son, Rhea devised a clever ruse. She wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth and presented it to Cronus, who, unsuspecting, swallowed it whole, believing it to be his latest offspring. Thus Zeus was spared, hidden away in the quiet sanctuary of Crete, nurtured by the nurturing spirit of the land itself. Rhea entrusted Zeus to the care of nymphs, who tended to him with love and devotion, feeding him with honey and ambrosia, the very sustenance of the gods. The nymphs sang sweet melodies, their voices weaving through the trees, carrying whispers of courage and strength into the heart of the child. As Zeus grew, he became a figure of quiet strength, his spirit unyielding, yet gentle. He played among the lush groves, where the trees danced in the soft breeze, and the streams sang songs of ancient tales. The nurturing spirits of the island surrounded him, teaching him the secrets of the earth and the wisdom of the stars. He learned to harness the power of the storms, to call upon the winds, and to understand the language of the mountains. Each day he grew stronger, his purpose becoming clearer as the sun rose and set over the tranquil landscape. Yet, even in the serenity of Crete, the shadow of Cronus loomed ever larger. Zeus understood that he could not remain hidden forever. The cries of his siblings echoed in his heart, urging him to reclaim what was rightfully theirs. The time would come when he would confront his father, but first he needed to prepare. He sought the guidance of the wise and ancient beings who roamed the earth. The Titans, once powerful and revered, now languished in chains, yet their knowledge remained potent. In secret meetings beneath the stars, Zeus gathered allies, forging bonds with those who had once been oppressed by Cronus's rule. The Cyclopes, skilled craftsmen, offered their talents, promising to forge weapons of unimaginable power. The Hecatoncures, with their 100 hands, pledged their strength to the cause. Together they began to weave a plan, a tapestry of revolt that would rise from the depths of despair, wrapping around the heart of the world like a vine seeking the light. Rhea, ever watchful over her son, sensed the stirring of fate. She came to Zeus one night, her eyes shimmering with the wisdom of ages. She gifted him a potion, a concoction of herbs and roots that would grant him the power to deceive Cronus. With this elixir, Zeus would appear as a servant, a cupbearer. The plan was daring, but the stakes were high, and the bond between mother and son grew stronger with each whispered secret. As the moon hung high in the sky, casting a silvery glow upon the land, disguised as a humble servant, he approached Cronus, who lounged upon his throne, arrogance radiating from his very being. The Titan was unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface, his hubris blinding him to the truth. Zeus offered him the cup, the potion shimmering like liquid light, and Cronus, greedy and unsuspecting, drank deeply, savoring the taste of what he believed to be victory. But the elixir coursed through his veins like fire, awakening the spirits he had consumed. One by one, the children he had swallowed emerged from the depths of his being: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hestia. Zeus stood before them, a beacon of hope, as they joined him in the sacred fight against their father. The moment of reckoning had come. United, the siblings confronted Cronus, their voices rising in a chorus of defiance. Zeus, standing tall, called upon the powers he had nurtured within himself. Thunder rumbled in the distance, and lightning danced across the heavens, illuminating the darkened sky. The world trembled as the battle between father and son began, a clash of titanic forces that would echo through the ages. With every strike of lightning, Zeus unleashed the fury of the storm, while his siblings fought valiantly at his side. Hades commanded the shadows, Poseidon summoned the waves, and Hera wielded her cunning, weaving strategies that confounded their father. Together, they became a force to be reckoned with, a whirlwind of unity and strength that swept through the realms. As the battle raged on, the earth shook beneath them, and the skies darkened with the weight of their struggle. Cronus, once a formidable Titan, found himself outmatched by the very children he had sought to destroy. With a final surge of power, Zeus unleashed a bolt of lightning that struck true, binding Cronus in chains of fate, sealing him away in the depths of the earth, where he could no longer threaten the world above. The victory was hard won, but it marked the dawn of a new era. The siblings, once lost and broken, emerged united, their bonds strengthened by the trials they had faced. Zeus, now crowned as king of the gods, stood upon the peak of Olympus, overlooking the world he had reclaimed. The sky shimmered with the colors of a new beginning, and the air was filled with the promise of peace. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, Zeus looked upon his siblings, a sense of calm washing over him. They had forged a new path together, one filled with hope and unity. The shadows of the past had been vanquished, and with it, the dawn of a new age began to take shape. In the heart of Crete, where Zeus's journey began, the nymphs who had nurtured him watched with pride as their beloved child ascended to greatness. The whispers of the earth sang of his triumph, echoing through the valleys and over the mountains, a soothing melody that wrapped around the world like a gentle embrace. The legacy of Zeus, born in secret and nurtured by love, would live on, a testament to the power of courage, unity, and the unbreakable bonds of family. In the realm of ancient Greece, a time unfurled when the heavens and the earth were woven together by the threads of primordial power. The Titans, mighty beings of immense strength and grandeur, ruled the cosmos with an iron fist. They were the children of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, embodying the raw and untamed forces of nature. Their reign was one of chaos and darkness, yet also of beauty, for within their dominion lay the seeds of creation, the essence of life itself. Among them were the wise and formidable Cronus, who bore the heavy burden of leadership, and Rhea his nurturing counterpart. The Titans were a family bound by blood, yet their hearts were divided by ambition and fear. Cronus, fearing that his own children would one day rise against him, swallowed each of them at birth, a desperate act to maintain his power. The world around them, however, remained untouched, a canvas upon which the colors of life would soon be painted anew. In the shadows of this ancient reign, a flicker of hope began to stir. Rhea, heartbroken by the loss of her children, sought refuge in the arms of a hidden sanctuary. There she gave birth to a son, Zeus, and with a flicker of divine wisdom, she entrusted him to the care of the nymphs of Mount Ida. As Zeus grew, so did his spirit, a spark of rebellion igniting within him. With the strength of determination and the wisdom of the ages, he vowed to reclaim the heavens from the grip of tyranny. As the winds of change swept through the cosmos, Zeus returned to confront his father. With a heart full of courage, he offered Cronus a potion, a blend of herbs and honey, that would bring forth the lost siblings, the mighty Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, who had been consumed by the very being meant to protect them. As the potion coursed through Cronus's veins, the swallowed children emerged, reborn and full of vigor, ready to embrace their fates. The time for reckoning had come, and the Titanomachy, the great war between the Titans and the Olympians, unfurled like a tempest across the skies. The clash of titanic forces echoed through the realms, reverberating against the mountains and valleys, as the Titans, once the rulers of the cosmos, faced their formidable offspring. With the Cyclopes, the craftsmen of thunder and lightning, and the Hecatoncheires, the hundred-handed giants, the Olympians gathered their strength. These allies, born of Gaia's depths, bore gifts of unimaginable power. The Cyclopes forged weapons of divine might, the thunderbolt for Zeus, the trident for Poseidon, and the helm of darkness for Hades, while the Hecatoncheires unleashed torrents of fury, their 100 arms wielding stones and boulders like feathers. The battlefield, a vast expanse of shattered earth and swirling skies, became a canvas of chaos, painted with the colors of conflict. The Titans, with their ancient wisdom and brute strength, clashed against their offspring, who embodied the spirit of innovation and hope. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows upon the land, and the air became thick with the scent of sweat and determination. Each clash of weaponry resonated like a heartbeat, a rhythm of creation and destruction interwoven. As the days turned into nights, the tides of battle ebbed and flowed. The Olympians, fueled by the fire of unity and purpose, began to gain ground, their resolve hardening like the steel of their weapons. Zeus, standing tall amidst the chaos, called upon the thunderbolt, a gift from the Cyclopes. The bolt of lightning split the sky, illuminating the darkness with a blinding light, and struck down the mighty Cronus, the once great ruler brought to his knees. With the fall of Cronus, the tide shifted irrevocably. The Titans, once invincible, began to falter, their ancient power waning against the vigor of the new generation. One by one, they were defeated, their cries echoing through the valleys as they were cast down from their thrones. The earth trembled beneath the weight of their defeat, and the heavens wept tears of both sorrow and relief. Yet, in this moment of triumph, there was no desire for vengeance among the Olympians. Instead, they chose a path of compassion, a gentle banishment rather than a cruel punishment. The Titans, stripped of their power, were led to the depths of Tartarus, a place of stillness and reflection, where they would remain for eternity, resting in the shadows of their own making. The Hecatoncheires, with their 100 arms, closed the gates of this abyss, ensuring that the Titans would no longer threaten the balance of the cosmos. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, the Olympians ascended to Mount Olympus, the majestic peak that would become their new home. The air shimmered with the promise of a new dawn, and the sun cast golden rays upon the land, illuminating the path ahead. Here, amidst the clouds and the stars, the Olympians gathered in celebration, their laughter ringing through the heavens like the sweetest melody. Zeus, now the king of the gods, looked upon his siblings with pride and love. Together, they forged a new world, one of harmony and balance, where the power of creation would be nurtured rather than feared. The winds whispered tales of their triumph, and the rivers flowed with the essence of their unity, a testament to the strength of family and the resilience of hope. In this new age of Olympus, the echoes of the past served as reminders of the journey they had undertaken. The Titans, though banished, were not forgotten. Their legacy lingered in the tales, told by the flickering flames of the hearth, in the whispers of the trees, and in the laughter of children who played beneath the watchful gaze of the gods. The Olympians, with their hearts full of love, honored the lessons learned, embracing the beauty of creation that arose from the ashes of conflict. As the stars twinkled in the night sky, the spirit of the Titans became a gentle breeze, a soft reminder of the balance between light and dark, creation and destruction. In their hearts, the Olympians understood that every ending is but a new beginning, a cycle of life that weaves through time like a river, flowing towards the sea. And so, the world turned, cradled in the arms of the gods, where dreams danced like fireflies in the twilight, and the stories of both Titans and Olympians became the fabric of an eternal tapestry. A tapestry woven with threads of love, courage, and resilience, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, light will always find a way to shine. In the soft embrace of twilight, imagine yourself ascending the majestic slopes of Mount Olympus, the fabled home of the gods, where the air is imbued with the scent of blooming ambrosia, and the whispers of ancient tales linger like the gentle breeze. As you climb higher, the clouds part like silk curtains, revealing a panorama of ethereal beauty, where golden light bathes the landscape and the sun dips low, casting a warm glow over the peaks. At the summit stands Zeus, the king of the gods, his presence commanding yet serene. With a majestic beard flowing like the rivers of time, and a gaze that holds the wisdom of ages, he rules from his throne of ivory and gold. His symbol, the thunderbolt, rests beside him, crackling softly with latent power, a reminder of his dominion over the sky and the storms that dance across the heavens. Zeus embodies strength and authority, yet there is a gentleness in his laughter, a warmth that envelops those who seek his guidance. Beside him, Hera, the queen of the gods, radiates grace and beauty, her crown adorned with peacock feathers that shimmer in the fading light. She is the protector of marriage and family, her heart fiercely loyal yet tempered by the trials she has faced. Her presence is both nurturing and formidable, a reminder of the strength found in love and the bonds that tie us together. As she gazes upon her realm, her eyes reflect the depth of her wisdom, a guardian of harmony amidst the chaos of divine affairs. As you wander through the celestial gardens, the air thick with the fragrance of blooming flowers, you come upon Athena. Clad in armor that glistens like the first light of dawn, she stands poised, her helmet resting gently upon her brow. Her symbol, the owl, perches nearby, its keen eyes ever watchful. Athena embodies intellect and strategy, a beacon of inspiration for those who seek knowledge. Her presence brings a sense of clarity as if the very essence of wisdom flows through the air, inviting you to ponder the mysteries of the world. In a glade bathed in silver moonlight, you encounter Apollo, the radiant god of the sun, music, and prophecy. With golden hair that catches the light like sunbeams, he holds a lyre that resonates with melodies that soothe the soul. His laughter is like a gentle breeze, uplifting and joyous, a celebration of life and creativity. Apollo's symbol, the laurel wreath, crowns his head, representing victory and achievement. As he strums his lyre, the notes dance around you, weaving a tapestry of sound that carries you to a place of tranquility and inspiration. Not far from Apollo, the wild spirit of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, emerges from the shadows of the forest. With her bow in hand and a quiver of arrows slung across her back, she embodies the untamed beauty of nature. Her presence is invigorating, a reminder of the freedom found in the wilderness. Artemis is fiercely independent, a protector of the vulnerable. As she moves gracefully through the trees, the moonlight casts a soft glow upon her, illuminating her path and the creatures that dwell in her realm. As you continue your journey, the gentle sound of flowing water leads you to the sacred springs, where the goddess Demeter tends to her lush gardens. The earth seems to pulse with life as she nurtures the plants that provide sustenance for mortals. With her nurturing spirit and deep connection to the cycles of nature, her symbol, the sheaf of wheat, speaks of abundance and the fruits of labor. In her presence, you feel a profound sense of peace, as if the very earth beneath your feet vibrates with the harmony of life. Nearby, the vibrant energy of Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry, beckons you to join in the festivities. With a crown of vine leaves adorning his head and a chalice in hand, he embodies the joy of celebration and the liberation found in joyous abandon. His laughter echoes through the air, inviting you to partake in the delights of life. Dionysus reminds us of the importance of balance, the dance between joy and sorrow, and the beauty that emerges from embracing all aspects of existence. As the sun begins to set, casting a kaleidoscope of colors across the sky, you find yourself in the presence of Hades, the god of the underworld. Though often misunderstood, Hades exudes a calm and dignified aura. His realm is not one of despair, but rather a place of transition and transformation. With his three-headed dog, Cerberus, by his side, he watches over the souls that journey through his domain. Hades symbolizes the inevitability of change and the importance of honoring our past. In his quiet strength, there is a profound understanding of the cycles of life and death. As night falls upon Mount Olympus, the stars begin to twinkle like diamonds scattered across the velvet sky. The gentle light of the celestial bodies illuminates the realm of the gods, casting a soft glow upon each divine figure. The air is filled with a sense of tranquility, as if the very fabric of the universe is woven with threads of peace and harmony. In this sacred space, the Olympian gods come together, their laughter mingling with the whispers of the wind. They share stories of valor and wisdom, of love and loss, their voices harmonizing in a symphony of existence. Each deity, with their unique gifts and personalities, contributes to the tapestry of life, reminding us of the beauty found in diversity and the strength that comes from unity. As the night deepens, you feel a sense of belonging, as if you are woven into the very essence of this divine gathering. The warmth of the gods envelops you, a reminder that you are never alone in your journey. The stories of Olympus resonate within you, echoing the timeless truths that transcend the ages. In this serene moment, allow yourself to drift into a gentle slumber. Let the whispers of their wisdom guide you as you navigate the landscapes of your own heart and mind. Know that the essence of Mount Olympus resides within you, a sacred connection to the divine, and a reminder of the beauty that exists in the world around you. As you close your eyes, may the dreams of Olympus carry you to new heights, where the light of the stars illuminates your path, and the love of the gods surrounds you, like a warm embrace. In this sacred space, you are free to explore the depths of your imagination, to wander through the realms of possibility, and to awaken to the beauty of your own existence. Once upon a time, in a realm where the stars twinkled like distant dreams. Born of divine lineage, his very existence was wrapped in the whispers of fate and the echoes of ancient prophecies. Under the watchful gaze of the moon, he embarked on a journey filled with trials and tribulations, each labor a shimmering thread woven into the tapestry of his life. In the stillness of the night, the first labor awaited him, a challenge that would test both his strength and his spirit. The Nemean lion roamed the hills, its golden fur shimmering in the moonlight, a creature of legend, impervious to the weapons of mortals. As Heracles approached, the air thickened with anticipation, a gentle breeze carrying the scent of wild flowers and the sounds of rustling leaves. The lion, a magnificent beast, stood proudly atop a rocky outcrop, its eyes like molten gold, glinting with an ancient wisdom. With each step, Heracles felt the earth beneath him pulse with life, the very essence of the land urging him forward. He drew closer to the lion, the world around him fading into a soft blur as he became one with the moment. The lion roared, a sound that reverberated through the valleys, echoing against the mountains like a forgotten song. Heracles, undeterred by the ferocity of the creature, charged forth with the heart of a lion himself, his muscles coiling with power. The battle that ensued was a dance of destiny, a swirling tempest of strength and agility. The lion lunged, its claws slicing through the air, while Heracles sidestepped with grace, his movements fluid, like water flowing over smooth stones. Time seemed to stretch and bend, the stars above twinkling in rhythm with the clash of man and beast. In a moment of clarity, Heracles seized the lion's powerful neck, wrapping his arms around it like a protective embrace. With a surge of determination, he squeezed until the life ebbed from the creature, the lion's roar fading into a whisper on the wind. Triumphant, Heracles draped the lion's pelt over his shoulders, the weight of victory settling around him like a warm embrace. As he wandered back through the moonlit forest, the woods seemed to sigh in relief, the gentle rustle of leaves a melody of gratitude. The hero's heart swelled with purpose, a new chapter of his journey unfolding beneath the starlit sky. The second labor called to him, a quest to capture the Ceryneian hind. With hooves that barely touched the ground, and antlers that sparkled like silver under the sun, the hind was a symbol of grace and beauty. Heracles set forth, guided by the soft glow of dawn that painted the horizon in hues of gold and lavender. The air was crisp and fragrant, filled with the promise of adventure. Days turned into weeks as he followed the fleeting shadow of the hind. The woods whispered secrets to him, the trees bending low to share their wisdom, while the streams giggled as they danced over smooth stones. Heracles felt the pulse of the earth beneath his feet, a reminder that every journey, no matter how arduous, was a part of the grand tapestry of existence. Finally, he caught sight of the hind, its form a blur of elegance, as it bounded through the underbrush. With a heart full of reverence, Heracles pursued the creature, his spirit soaring as he embraced the rhythm of the chase. The world around him transformed into a vivid dreamscape, colors swirling and blending like the brushstrokes of a master painter. The hind weaved through the trees, a flicker of sunlight, dancing just out of reach, yet Heracles remained steadfast, his resolve unbroken. At last he cornered the hind by a tranquil glade, where the water sparkled like diamonds under the sun. With gentle hands, he reached out, not to harm, but to honor the beauty of the creature before him. The hind gazed into his eyes, and in that moment, the boundaries between hunter and hunted dissolved, merging into a single breath of understanding. Heracles, with great care, captured the hind, securing it with love rather than force, his heart swelling with the realization that true strength lies in compassion. As he journeyed back, the hind trotted beside him, a companion in his quest. The two of them united in a bond that transcended the trials of the past. The woods sang a lullaby of joy, the leaves rustling softly as they celebrated the harmony forged between man and nature. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm golden hue over the land, a reminder that each day holds the promise of new beginnings. The third labor awaited him, calling him to the shores of the Ogaean stables, a place steeped in neglect and chaos. The stables housed an overwhelming number of cattle, their presence a testament to the excesses of man. As Heracles approached, the stench of decay filled the air, a stark contrast to the beauty of the world he had traversed. Yet, he felt no revulsion. Instead, he embraced the challenge, with a heart full of purpose. With a gentle resolve, he began to clean the stables, knowing that this task was more than mere labor. It was an act of transformation. The sun rose high in the sky, casting beams of light upon the muck and mire, illuminating the path of renewal. Heracles rolled up his sleeves, his hands becoming tools of change as he set to work, the rhythm of his labor a meditative dance. The muck clung to him, but with each sweep of his arm, he envisioned the stables blossoming into a sanctuary. He called upon the rivers, summoning their waters to flow through the stables, washing away the grime and filth. The water sparkled as it coursed through, a shimmering ribbon of clarity amidst the chaos. As the muck receded, the stables began to breathe anew, the air lightening with each passing moment. Birds chirped in the trees, their songs weaving a melody of encouragement, while the sun bathed the world in golden warmth. With each bucket of muck removed, Heracles felt a sense of purpose swelling within him, a reminder that even the most daunting tasks could lead to renewal and rebirth. The stables transformed before his very eyes, a sanctuary of life rising from the ashes of neglect. As he stood amidst the beauty of his labor, the cattle mooed in gratitude, their eyes reflecting the light of the sun. Heracles smiled, his heart soaring with the knowledge that he had not just cleaned the stables, but had breathed life back into a forgotten realm. The world felt lighter, as if the burden of neglect had been lifted, and in that moment, he understood the profound connection between man and the land. With the completion of his third labor, Heracles continued on his journey. Each labor, a chapter in the epic of his life, had taught him the beauty of strength, patience, and compassion. The night wrapped around him like a comforting embrace, the whispers of the past mingling with the promise of the future. As he ventured forth into the unknown, a hero forever changed by the trials he had faced. In the realm of Greek mythology, love often dances hand in hand with sorrow, weaving tales that echo through the ages, with both beauty and heartbreak. Among these stories, the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice stands out, a poignant reminder of the power of love and the depths of longing. Orpheus, a gifted musician, possessed the ability to charm all living things with his lyre, enchanting even the stones and trees. His melodies were said to be so profound that the very rivers would pause to listen, and the animals would gather around him, entranced by the sweet notes that flowed from his fingertips. Eurydice, a radiant nymph, captured Orpheus's heart, and their love blossomed like the most delicate flower in a sunlit meadow. They married, surrounded by the blessings of nature, and their days were filled with laughter and music. However, as fate would have it, their joy was short-lived. On a fateful day, Eurydice wandered into the woods, where she encountered a serpent. In a cruel twist of destiny, she was bitten and succumbed to the venom that coursed through her veins, leaving Orpheus shattered and alone. Grief-stricken Orpheus could not bear the thought of living without his beloved. With determination and a heart full of sorrow, he ventured into the underworld, a place where the shadows lingered and the air was thick with despair. He played his lyre as he journeyed through the dark realms, his music a haunting lament that echoed through the halls of Hades. The spirits of the dead paused, captivated by the beauty of his sorrowful melodies, and even the stoic guardians of the underworld were moved to tears. At last Orpheus reached the throne of Hades and Persephone, the rulers of the underworld. With trembling hands and a voice choked with emotion, he pleaded for the return of Eurydice. He spoke of their love, of the life they had shared, and the unbearable emptiness that her absence had left in his heart. Moved by his devotion, Hades agreed to grant Orpheus one chance to bring Eurydice back to the land of the living. But there was a condition. He must walk ahead of her and not look back until they had both reached the surface. With hope rekindled in his heart, Orpheus began the journey back, his heart racing with anticipation. He could sense Eurydice behind him, her presence a warm glow in the cold, dark world around them. Yet as they approached the exit, doubt crept into Orpheus's mind. Would she truly follow him? Would she be there, waiting for him, as they emerged into the light? In a moment of weakness he turned to gaze upon her, longing to assure himself of her existence. But in that instant, Eurydice was pulled back into the shadows, her figure fading like a wisp of smoke. Orpheus's cry of despair echoed through the underworld, a heart-wrenching sound that resonated with the very essence of loss. He was left alone once more, his heart shattered, forever haunted by the fleeting touch of his beloved. He returned to the world above, his music now infused with an aching sorrow that spoke of love lost and the fragility of life. The melodies that once brought joy now served as a lament, a testament to the depth of his grief. In another tender tale, we find the story of Pygmalion and Galatea, a narrative that weaves together the themes of love, creation, and the longing for the unattainable. Pygmalion was a sculptor of remarkable talent, yet he found himself disillusioned by the imperfections of the women around him. In his solitude, he poured his heart and soul into his art. He named her Galatea, and as he worked, he fell deeply in love with his own creation. Pygmalion would often gaze at Galatea, dreaming of the day she might come to life. He adorned her with jewels and offered her gifts, treating her as if she were real, speaking to her as though she could hear his words. Each day his longing grew, and he prayed to Aphrodite, the goddess of love, to grant him the wish of bringing Galatea to life. His heart ached with the desire to hold her, to feel her warmth, and to share in the joys of love. Aphrodite, touched by Pygmalion's devotion, decided to grant his wish. On a fateful day, as Pygmalion returned home from the temple, he found that Galatea had transformed before his eyes. The marble figure had come to life, her skin warm and her eyes sparkling with the light of existence. Overwhelmed with joy, Pygmalion embraced Galatea, and their love blossomed in a world filled with beauty and wonder. Together, they created a life filled with laughter and happiness, a testament to the power of love and the magic of belief. Yet, beneath the surface of their joy lay a gentle reminder of the fragility of life. Pygmalion and Galatea's love story, while one of triumph, also echoed the theme of longing and the desire for connection. Their union, born from the depths of yearning, illustrated the delicate balance between reality and dreams, a reminder that love, while transformative, can also evoke a bittersweet ache. The tale of Eros and Psyche unfolds with a different kind of tenderness, a narrative steeped in trials and the enduring strength of love. Psyche, a mortal woman of extraordinary beauty, captivated the hearts of all who beheld her, including Aphrodite, who grew jealous of the adoration Psyche received. In a fit of rage, Aphrodite commanded her son Eros, the god of love, to make Psyche fall in love with the most hideous creature imaginable. However, upon seeing Psyche, Eros was so struck by her beauty that he accidentally pricked himself with his own arrow and fell in love with her. Eros decided to take Psyche as his wife, but their love was shrouded in mystery. He visited her only in the darkness of night, forbidding her to look upon his face. Psyche, curious and yearning to know the man she loved, eventually succumbed to temptation. One fateful night, she lit a lamp to gaze upon Eros while he slept, her heart swelling with both love and fear. But as the light illuminated his divine form, a drop of hot oil from the lamp fell upon him, awakening him from his slumber. Hurt and betrayed, Eros fled, leaving Psyche in a sea of despair. Determined to win back her love, Psyche embarked on a treacherous journey, facing trials set by Aphrodite herself. She ventured to the underworld, where she was tasked with retrieving a box containing beauty from Persephone. Each challenge tested her resolve, yet her love for Eros fueled her determination. Finally, after enduring countless hardships, Psyche succeeded in her quest and returned to the surface, only to find that the box contained a deep slumber instead of the beauty she sought. In her desperation, she opened the box and fell into a sleep that mirrored the very essence of death. Eros, who had been watching from afar, could not bear to see Psyche suffer. He rushed to her side and with a gentle kiss awakened her from the eternal slumber. Their love triumphed over the trials they faced, and Eros brought Psyche to Mount Olympus, where she was granted immortality. Together, they became a symbol of love that transcends the boundaries of life and death, a testament to the resilience of the human heart. In these tales of Orpheus and Eurydice, Pygmalion and Galatea, and Eros and Psyche, we find a rich tapestry of love, longing, and the bittersweet nature of existence. Each story, while imbued with moments of sorrow, ultimately celebrates the profound connections that bind us, echoing the timeless truth that love, in all its forms, is both a source of joy and a wellspring of heartache. The echoes of these ancient narratives continue to resonate, reminding us that even in the depths of despair, the light of love remains a guiding force, illuminating the path of the human experience. In a time long ago, when the sun dipped low over the horizon and painted the sky in hues of gold and lavender, He was a man of many journeys, a wanderer at heart, whose thoughts often drifted back to his beloved home, the island of Ithaca. As the gentle waves lapped against the shore, Odysseus found himself on a new adventure, one that would take him to distant lands and introduce him to wondrous beings. As he sailed across the shimmering sea, the winds whispered secrets of lands unknown. The sails billowed gracefully, catching the breeze that guided him toward a place called the land of the lotus eaters. The air was sweet with the scent of blooming flowers, and Odysseus could see the shores lined with lush greenery. The moment his feet touched the soft, warm sand, he felt a sense of peace wash over him, as if the very earth beneath him sang a lullaby of tranquility. Odysseus and his weary crew ventured inland, drawn by the intoxicating aroma of the lotus flowers that grew abundantly. The lotus eaters, gentle beings with serene smiles, welcomed them with open arms, offering the soft petals of the flowers that held a magical quality. Odysseus, curious and entranced, watched as his men took the lotus into their hands, inhaling its fragrance, and soon their eyes grew glassy, their laughter ringing like chimes in the breeze. They began to forget the world beyond, forgetting their homeland, their families, and the very purpose of their journey. But Odysseus, with a heart tethered to his longing for home, felt a pang of urgency. He knew he must not linger in this enchanted place. Gently, he gathered his crew, urging them to remember their quest. With a sense of determination, he pulled them back from the embrace of the lotus, leading them to their ship, their hearts heavy, yet filled with the promise of adventure yet to come. As they sailed away, the horizon stretched before them, a canvas of endless possibilities. The winds shifted, guiding them toward a towering island, where the shadows of giants loomed. This was the realm of Polyphemus, the Cyclops, a being of immense strength and fearsome might. The island was rugged, with jagged cliffs that seemed to reach for the sky, and a sense of foreboding filled the air. Odysseus, ever the clever strategist, decided to explore the cave of the Cyclops, drawn by a mix of curiosity and bravery. As they entered, the darkness enveloped them, but soon the flickering light of a fire revealed the monstrous figure of Polyphemus, his single eye glinting like a distant star. The Cyclops was both terrifying and awe-inspiring, a creature born of the earth and sea, with a voice that rumbled like thunder. In a moment of courage, Odysseus introduced himself, weaving tales of his journey, hoping to earn the creature's favor. But Polyphemus, greedy and fierce, captured Odysseus and his men, sealing them within the cave like precious treasures. The days turned into a blur of dread as the Cyclops consumed his captives, one by one, until only Odysseus remained, his mind racing for an escape. With the cunning of a fox, Odysseus devised a plan. He offered Polyphemus wine, a gift that dulled the giant's senses. As the Cyclops succumbed to slumber, Odysseus and his remaining men carved a sharp stake, driving it into the single eye of the beast, blinding him. In the chaos that followed, they slipped away, hiding beneath the bellies of the sheep that Polyphemus tended, escaping the cave under the cover of darkness. As they sailed away, the echoes of Polyphemus's rage followed them like a haunting melody. But Odysseus felt a swell of triumph. He had outsmarted a giant, yet the weight of his actions lingered as he heard the Cyclops call upon his father, Poseidon, the god of the sea, vowing revenge against the clever man who had tricked him. The winds turned once more, carrying Odysseus and his crew to the island of Circe. The air was thick with the scent of herbs and spices, and the sound of laughter floated on the breeze. Circe, a sorceress of great beauty and power, welcomed them with open arms, offering feasts that tantalized the senses. But within her smile lay a hidden danger, for she was known to transform men into beasts. Odysseus, ever wary, sought the counsel of Hermes, the messenger of the gods, who guided him with words of wisdom. Armed with a protective charm, he approached Circe, who, intrigued by his spirit, did not cast her spell upon him. Instead, she listened to his tales of longing and loss, and in her heart, a flicker of compassion ignited. Days turned into weeks, as Odysseus and his crew found solace in Circe's realm. They feasted, shared stories, and rested their weary souls, yet the yearning for home never faded. Odysseus knew he must continue his journey, for Ithaca awaited him, calling him like a distant star. With Circe's blessing and guidance, he set sail once more, the path before him illuminated by the light of hope. As they sailed, the winds carried them toward the sirens, those enchanting creatures whose voices lured sailors to their doom. The sea sparkled under the sun, yet a sense of foreboding hung in the air. Odysseus, filled with both wonder and caution, prepared himself for the encounter. He ordered his crew to plug their ears with beeswax, a barrier against the sweet, seductive songs that could lead them astray. As they approached the rocky shores where the sirens sang, Odysseus, curious and entranced, sought a different path. He had instructed his men to tie him to the mast of the ship, allowing him to hear the sirens' melody without succumbing to their call. The moment their voices floated on the breeze, a symphony of longing and beauty, Odysseus felt the weight of their enchantment. They sang of love, of home, and of the joys that awaited those who would turn their ship toward the shore. Bound to the mast, he strained against the ropes, his heart racing with the desire to leap into the depths of the sea, to embrace the sirens, and lose himself in their song. But his crew, guided by their captain's wisdom, rowed with all their strength, their ears sealed against the haunting melody. The ship sailed onward, leaving the sirens' island behind, their voices fading like a distant dream. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of twilight, Odysseus felt the pull of home stronger than ever. Each adventure, each encounter, had woven a tapestry of memories and lessons. The longing for Ithaca filled his heart, a gentle ache that reminded him of the love waiting for him, the family he had left behind. With the stars twinkling above like 1,000 watchful eyes, Odysseus steered his ship through the darkened waters, his heart filled with hope and determination. The journey was far from over, yet the promise of home beckoned him forward, guiding him through the night. And as he sailed, the whispers of the sea surrounded him, a lullaby that carried him closer to the shores of Ithaca, where love and belonging awaited him at the end of his long and winding journey. In the realm beneath the earth, where shadows linger and time flows differently, lies the Greek underworld, a quiet domain of rest and reflection. It is a place where the sun's light is but a distant memory, yet the air is imbued with a sense of calm and acceptance. As one descends into this world, they find themselves enveloped by a serene stillness, a gentle hush that blankets the land like a soft, dark velvet cloak. In the heart of this realm is Hades, the formidable god who rules over the underworld, with a presence that is both commanding and comforting. His domain is not merely a place of torment, as many might believe, but rather a sanctuary for souls who have journeyed from the world of the living. Hades, with his dark hair and solemn demeanor, embodies the stillness of the earth itself, a guardian of those who have passed. He is often depicted with a scepter, a symbol of his authority, yet it is said that his gaze carries a depth of understanding and compassion for the souls that find their way to him. Beside Hades stands Persephone, the queen of the underworld, whose beauty is ethereal and haunting. With flowers woven into her hair and a presence that radiates both warmth and melancholy, she embodies the duality of life and death. Persephone, who once wandered the blooming fields of spring, now reigns over the quiet meadows of the underworld, guiding the souls with her gentle spirit. Her laughter, though rare, echoes softly through the halls of Hades, reminding all who dwell there of the beauty that exists even in the darkest of places. As one traverses this tranquil realm, they come upon the river Styx, a winding stream that glimmers like liquid obsidian under the soft glow of the underworld's ethereal light. The river flows with a quiet grace, its waters carrying the whispers of souls who have crossed over from the world of the living. It is said that to cross the Styx, one must pay a toll, a small offering to Charon, the ferryman who guides souls to their final resting place. Charon, with his weathered face and silent demeanor, is a figure of both mystery and solace. He waits patiently at the riverbank, a steady presence in the ever-shifting tides of existence. As souls approach, Charon offers them a nod, a gesture of understanding that transcends words. The crossing is not one of fear, but rather a passage into peace, a gentle transition from the chaos of life to the stillness of the underworld. The boat glides effortlessly across the dark waters, each ripple a reminder of the journey that has been taken, each wave a whisper of the lives that once were. On the other side of the Styx, the landscape unfolds into a realm of quiet beauty. Fields stretch out like a soft quilt, adorned with flowers that bloom in colors unseen in the mortal world. This is Elysium, a place of eternal peace, where the souls of the virtuous find rest. Here, the air is fragrant with the scent of blooming blossoms, and the soft rustle of leaves provides a soothing symphony that calms the restless spirit. In Elysium, time flows like the gentle breeze, unhurried and serene. The souls roam freely, their laughter mingling with the soft melodies of nature, creating an atmosphere of joy and tranquility. They gather beneath ancient trees, their branches heavy with blossoms that seem to whisper secrets of the past. In this sacred space, they are free to reflect upon their lives, to cherish the memories that brought them joy, and to find solace in the lessons learned along the way. Among the souls, one may glimpse figures from stories long told, heroes and heroines who once walked the earth. They gather in small groups, sharing tales of their adventures, their voices weaving together a tapestry of experiences that transcend time. The bonds of friendship and love remain unbroken, as they find comfort in one another's company. In this peaceful realm, they are not defined by their mortal struggles, but rather by the essence of who they were, the goodness they shared, and the impact they left behind. As the sun sets in the world above, casting a golden hue across the horizon, the underworld takes on a soft glow. The souls of Elysium gather to watch the celestial dance, their hearts filled with a sense of wonder and gratitude. They know that even in the depths of the earth, beauty exists, a reminder that life is a cycle, a series of beginnings and endings, woven together in an intricate design. In this quiet realm, the weight of the past is lifted, and the souls find peace in the present moment. They are free to wander through the meadows, to dance in the soft grass, and to embrace the stillness that surrounds them. The laughter of Persephone can be heard in the distance, a gentle reminder that even in darkness, joy can flourish. As night deepens, the stars above shimmer like diamonds scattered across a velvet sky, casting a serene glow over the underworld. The gentle sounds of nature, the rustling leaves, and the soft whispers of the river create a lullaby that cradles the souls in a comforting embrace. Each breath taken here is a reminder of the beauty of existence, a celebration of the lives once lived and the love that endures. In this dreamlike realm, Hades watches over his kingdom, his presence a blend of strength and compassion. He understands the journey each soul has taken, the struggles they have faced, and the lessons they have learned. In his quiet way, he offers them the comfort of acceptance, a promise that they are safe, that they are home. As the night unfolds, the souls of the underworld find solace in the embrace of eternity. They drift into peaceful slumber, their dreams filled with the memories of laughter, love. In this sacred space, they are free, unburdened by the weight of the past, and open to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. And so, in the heart of the Greek underworld, amidst the shadows and the stillness, a sense of calm prevails. It is a realm where reflection and rest intertwine, where the essence of life continues to flourish, and where the souls of the departed find their peace. In this quiet sanctuary, they are forever cradled in the gentle embrace of Hades and Persephone, guardians of the underworld, guiding them through the endless night into a dawn that awaits beyond the veil. As you lay beneath the vast expanse of the night sky, a gentle breeze caresses your skin, whispering tales of ancient heroes and celestial wonders. Above you, the stars twinkle like diamonds scattered on a dark velvet cloth, each one a beacon of stories waiting to unfold. Let your gaze soften as you begin to journey into the realms of Greek mythology, where the constellations come alive with the essence of their narratives. In the eastern sky, the figure of Orion emerges, a mighty hunter of great renown. With his broad shoulders and a belt adorned with 3 gleaming stars, he stands tall against the backdrop of the cosmos. Orion was not just a man, he was a symbol of strength and bravery, known for his prowess in hunting. Yet even the strongest of heroes faced the whims of fate. As the tale goes, Orion boasted of his skills, declaring that he could hunt down any beast that roamed the earth. His confidence caught the attention of the goddess Artemis, protector of the wild and goddess of the moon. She too was a skilled hunter, and Orion's pride stirred a fierce rivalry within her. One fateful day, as Orion ventured forth into the woods, he encountered a creature unlike any he had faced before, a massive scorpion, fierce and unyielding. The scorpion stung him with its venomous tail, and the great hunter fell to the ground, lifeless. Yet in a twist of divine compassion, the gods took pity on him. They placed him among the stars, forever hunting in the night sky. As you gaze upon Orion, you can almost see him draw his bow, ready to face new challenges, while the scorpion lurks just beyond, a reminder of the delicate balance between pride and humility. To the north, the constellation of Andromeda glimmers softly, a beautiful maiden bound by the chains of destiny. The story begins with her parents, King Cepheus and Queen Cassiopeia, who boasted of their daughter's beauty, claiming she was more lovely than the Nereids, the sea nymphs adored by the gods. This arrogance angered Poseidon, the god of the sea, who unleashed a terrible monster upon their kingdom as punishment. To appease the wrath of the ocean, Andromeda was chained to a rock as a sacrifice. But fate had other plans. The brave hero Perseus, equipped with a shield that reflected the light of the heavens, and a sword forged by the gods, soared through the skies, on the wings of divine favor. He saw Andromeda, her beauty untouched, even in her despair, and vowed to rescue her from the jaws of the beast. With a swift and decisive strike, he defeated the monster, freeing her from her chains, and sealing their love with a promise of adventure and bravery. As you look upon Andromeda, you may feel the warmth of her spirit, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, love and courage can illuminate the path to freedom. Nearby, Cassiopeia, the queen, sits upon her celestial throne, her form resembling a shimmering brew. She is a figure of beauty, yet also of hubris, forever caught in a cycle of vanity and redemption. In her tales, she is often depicted as a woman who, despite her imperfections, learns the value of humility. Her story intertwines with that of her daughter, Andromeda, reminding us that the bonds of family can withstand the trials of pride and consequence. As you gaze upon Cassiopeia, let her silhouette remind you that even in the grand tapestry of the universe, our flaws make us human, and it is through our struggles that we find our true selves. As the stars twinkle above, the stories of these constellations weave together, creating a rich tapestry of mythology that transcends time. The night sky becomes a canvas for the dreams and aspirations of those who came before, each star a testament to the enduring power of myth. As you surrender to the gentle embrace of sleep, let your mind drift among the stars. Imagine the heroic feats of Orion, the tender love of Andromeda and Perseus, and the lessons learned by Cassiopeia. Feel the cool air wrap around you, carrying the echoes of their stories, whispering promises of adventure and courage. Allow these ancient tales to cradle you, guiding you into a realm of dreams where anything is possible. In this space of stillness, let the constellations speak to you, sharing their wisdom as you float among them. With each breath, you sink deeper into relaxation, the weight of the day melting away like the fading light of dusk. The stories of the stars become softer, more ethereal, as you drift further into the embrace of slumber. Let the night sky wrap around you, a comforting blanket of darkness, dotted with the shimmering glow of countless stars, each one a keeper of dreams and a guardian of tales. As you close your eyes, imagine yourself soaring through the cosmos, dancing among the constellations. You are part of this grand narrative, a thread woven into the fabric of existence. The myths of Orion, Andromeda, and Cassiopeia swirl around you like a gentle breeze, guiding you toward a peaceful slumber filled with wonder and serenity. Allow your thoughts to dissolve into the quiet of the night, each star a reminder of the beauty that exists, both in the heavens and within your own heart. With each gentle breath, let go of the burdens of the day, embracing the stillness that surrounds you. The stories of the stars will continue to shine brightly, illuminating your dreams and nurturing your spirit. As you drift deeper into sleep, know that the myths of the ancients are alive within you, echoing through the corridors of time. You are connected to the universe, to the heroes and heroines who once walked the earth, and to the constellations that now watch over you. Allow this connection to fill you with warmth and peace, a reminder that you are never alone. In the quiet of the night, let the stars carry you away, on a gentle tide of dreams, where the stories of Greek mythology blend seamlessly with the fabric of your imagination. As you surrender to the embrace of sleep, know that the tales of Orion, Andromeda, and Cassiopeia will remain with you, guiding you through the night and into the dawn of a new day. In the stillness you find solace, and in the stars you find your place among the eternal stories of the universe.